What is up, guys? My name is Anime Cheer here, and welcome back to a new video of What If Naruto Was a Senju Heir of part 1 to part 2 of this story. Welcome to chapter 1, A Sad Day. Before I begin, I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you're new, and enjoy the video. This is a remastered version because I had to redo part 1 and part 2, which will be included part 1 and part 2. Then I had to redo part 3 and part 4, as well as part 6 and part 7. Part 5 and part 6. My apologies. With that being said, let's get into the video. Let's get into Uzumaki Naruto, the Senju Heir. It was a quiet night in the Hiddenly village, with some people walking around and the Oxy ninjas running across the rooftops. But in a standard of the village, far away from everyone, a woman was giving birth to her soon-to-be newborn son. "It hurts. Get this kid out of me before he kills me," screamed Kushina. "It's okay, Kushina. Do it. It's just a couple more pushes. Just a couple more pushes, said Minato, while holding his wife's hands. I do like to see you try and push a kid out of that." He refused to. "Ah," she screamed, yelling as Kushina yells, as she crushes Minato's hands. Minato did his best and ignored the pain and looked at his mom. "Is everything going okay, Ochan?" asked Minato. "Yes, everything is going okay now. Come on, Kushina, just a couple more pushes. I can see the head," said Tsunade. "Ah," screamed Kushina, pushing again. "I'm quite glad I'm only made out of the chakra right now," said Kurama with a chuckle. "Shed it, Kyubi," thought Kushina, ignoring at the fox. "Alright, fine. Let me know when the seal is done so I can access your healing," said Kurama, laying back down on his pluff paws. Years ago, after the Kumo in clouds with Kushina, kidnapping Kushina, almost being I don't know that fucking word. I'm sorry. Her and the Kyubi embarrassed a rock relationship. The Kyubi hated being sealed but grown to respect the Uzumakis because the valet the same thing his father did. The Kyubi had enough respect to try and not to break out of the seal. Many later, because he couldn't still sent Madara somewhere in the world, he remains to be sealed and have some form of freedom, then just been used as a small meaningless weapon against his plus the Uzumaki did not view the tail beasts as meaningless monsters. They view them as misunderstood creators. "Okay, Kushina, one more push," said Tsunade as Kushina screamed one last time. Then the second of a baby crying were heard. "It's a healthy baby boy," said Tsunade, as she quickly cleans him up and hand him to Kushina. "Naruto," said Kushina, as she ran her hands over his face. "Ha, look at that. He has your hair color, but my style. Said Minato, pointing at the spiky red hair. "Okay, I have to fix the seal because it looks to be damaged." Minato raised his hands to the seal and was about to fix it. "Okay, hand me the baby," said. "I can make sure then he is nice and healthy," said Buaku, as she took Naruto and went to make sure nothing was wrong. "Kushina, look out," screamed Kurama, because he sensed some evil chakra. Kushina looked up and saw a masked man holding Naruto in one hand, and in the other a bloody kunai that just stabbed Bawaku's throat. Madara! Screamed Kurama, enough at sensing his full chakra again, but noticed that it's also feels different. Let the Jinchuriki go or your baby dies, said the masked man, holding a kunai at Naruto. Okay, just calm down, said Minato, trying to deal the situation so he can come up with a plan. Oh, I'm perfectly calm, but it seems in order to get what I want, I will have to kill this baby. Head tag. A head tag only a minute. Old as well, I said, said the man, as he threw Naruto in the air and wants to stab him. Naruto, yelled Kushina, is horrified. Minato's reached and approved and then threw one of his kunais, quickly calling Naruto. You tried to leave. Sorry about that. If you can hear the background, I'm sorry. With that being said, let's get back into the story. Alright. You truly live up to your name, fourth Hokage, said the masked man. Minato looked down and saw the blanket, and there was wrapped around Naruto was covered in explosion notes. He quickly flashed away and throwing the blanket, fling exploded before he flashed to his home and put Naruto in his crib. Back with Kushina and Tsunade. Tsunade runs to him and threw one of her famous punches, trying to kill him in one blow. The masked man just phased through her, turning around and kicking her out, knocking her out with the ring of the kunai. Turn to the back of her head. Now, said the masked man, turning to Kushina, getting what I come for. After he said that, he examined one of his abilities and disappeared in a vortex. Bringing Kushina with him, they both arrived at a secret spot outside of the village, and the masked man was about to absorb Kushina. Expose the Kurama, the Kyuubi. Kyuubi, do you have any ideas? Thought Kushina dispensely. Your seal is weak, so if you let me out, it might be possible I can quickly kill him, but it will kill you, Kushina, said the Kyuubi with a sigh of hint of sadness in his voice. That's fine, just as long as my son lives, I'm waiting to do it, thought Kushina as she released control of the Kyuubi. Right when the masked man was about to touch Kushina, he saw massive twirling of right chakra around coming from her seal, and the Kyuubi's arm flashed out of the seal, cutting his arm off before he could back away. The Kyuubi finally came out of his seal, and the first thing he did was try to kill the masked man. Damn you, I lost a arm, but no matter. I can still control you, said the masked man as he body flickered to the Kyuubi's snout. Now you're under my control. Now the Kyuubi is under my control. I have to kill the private host. Continued. Control. How incurrent it will kill it. Private host. The very person who kept it locked away, said the masked man as he pointed his finger to Kushina. Now, Kyuubi, kill her, and then destroy the village. The Kyuubi turned and tried to slam his hand on Kushina, but a yellow flash appeared and she was gone. The fourth is still as fast as I thought, but no matter. Now, to destroy the hidden leaf in the side of the masked man. Back at the Uzumaki Senju compound, Minato appeared while holding Kushina, putting her on the bed. Next to Naruto, she improved, reaching over and pulled Naruto into a hug and started to cry. Minato saw this and tightened his fist so hard it started to bleed. He turned around and grabbed his cloak and put it on. Minato, please be careful, said Kushina weakly. I promise I will, and I will come back so both of us can raise our new-born baby boy, said Minato, tightening his headband. After he did that, flashed away to the top of the Hokage Manor. Minato appeared on top of the Hokage monument and looked over the village and saw the Kyuubi destroying massive parts of it. But before he could fight, the masked man appeared and sucked him into a vortex, and they both disappeared. Hiruzen defected, fighting the Kyuubi, trying to hold it back, along with the hundreds of other ninjas. But no matter what, no matter how hard they tried, it did not seem to do anything. Fire style. Fire Dragon Flame Bullet, said Hiruzen as he launches a massive fire jutsu at the Kyuubi, which bursted, hitting to the side everyone. Come on, we need to push the Kyuubi back out of the village. Yes, Lord Third, yelled all the ninjas as they went back on to the attack and tried to push it out of the village. Minato, I do not know where you are, but we need you, as well as Tsunade and Jiraiya. Damn it, why did he just have to find information on Orochimaru right before this happens, thought Hiruzen, getting ready to attack the village. Alright, my apologies guys, welcome back. I am so sorry I paused the video for a second. So, let's get back into the story. Minato stood in a clear circle by a tree. He was standing also from the masked man. Both of them glared at each other. Minato was trying to figure out who the man was. So tell me, who are you? Said Minato. With a narrowed eye, he was glaring nature chakra, gathering nature chakra as well, as he ready to use his yin seals on his forehead if they finally approve to be a stuffed one. You can call me Madara Uchiha, said the masked man as he pulled out a chain from his one good arm. He seems to be struggling to need a hand or, in your case, of arm, said Minato with a smirk. Alright, let's get back into this, said Minato with a smirk. Minato couldn't help but smile when he saw Madara Luring's eye narrowed in anger at that time. I was going to kill you quickly, but now I'm going to make you watch as I destroy your village and everyone in it, said Madara as he wiped the chains behind him with a slap that the chakra they gathered from the forest. Minato quickly pulled out one of his trip-point kunais and headed it in a reverse grip. Both of them stared at each other, not moving a muscle. Then a leaf comes between them, and once it touches the ground, they attacked. Minato threw three kunais at Madara, running towards him while quickly creating a Rasengan. Minato quickly flashed behind Madara and tried to hit him with the Rasengan, but it phased through him. He seems to be able to phase through attacks, but if can phase through them, he cannot attack either, thought Minato, throwing a explosion note at him. Madara phased through the note and wiped his chains at Minato, who dodges it, but Minato saw that Madara appears in front of him and kicked him. Oxo the face, and set him flying back. Minato was flying back quickly, creating a seal on his hands and touched the ground before he smashed into a tree. Madara changed a Madara changed at Minato, creating some one hand signs. But before he could even get closer, he stared at the seals, stepped on the seals. Then the seal activated in a burst of chains covered in spikes on around the link, coming at and wiping around him. Madara quickly warped back a few minutes memories, but now even more injured than before. Madara glared at Minato as he watched him stare up while smirking. You look my parents. You like my parents? It will something I come up with, or my potential, whatever this means. Madara snarled and threw his chains at Minato, who quickly flashed away to one of his kunais. You know, I've been thinking, said Minato as he pulled some chakra from his yin seals to respond to his reveals. If you were Madara, you wouldn't be able. You would not be so cocky. You will be fighting me with everything you have. I know the real Madara will also be hundreds of times stronger than you. So that means you're an imposter. Madara just glared at Minato with even more anger in his eyes. Not only that, but causing how much smirk you are in the abundant links of explosions, said you are no older than maybe your mind. Teens, mid-teens, said Minato, slowly ungraving the teeth. You truly are smart, as that say, fourth Hokage, said the masked man as he chuckled his neck, cracked his neck, and got ready to fight. Let's finish this, so I can save my village, said Minato, as both of them. Then the masked man changed at each other. Minato quickly created a Rasengan and threw his kunai. As the masked man had it just phased through him, and the masked man lifted his arm up to kill him. I win, said the masked man, but before Minato flashed appeared right behind him. Rasengan! Yelled Minato as he drove the attack into the masked man's back, hurting him severely. Right before Minato jumped away, he pressed a Hashi's formula on his back. As he did that, he also destroyed the seal on him, keeping the Kyuubi under his control. The masked man quickly disappeared in a vortex, huffing and huffing. Now to save the village, said Minato, quickly flashing away, but before he did, he created a shadow clone who flashed somewhere else. In the masked man's base, he fell towards a table and was barely able to hold himself up. Damn it. He was stronger than I thought, but no matter. In a year or two, I will get that damn Kyuubi. I do not think so, said the clone of Minato, as he slammed a Rasengan into the back of the masked man. This may not kill you. This may not kill you, but it will stop you from long enough. The masked man fell into the ground and tried to throw the back of his head, and he quickly disappeared again. He was now laying on the ground, breathing costly, wincing in pain. Zetsu came out of the ground and looked at the masked man in disgust. How pitiful. You're nothing more than a broken tool now, but you can still provide use, Obito, said Zetsu, as he grabbed Obito and started to cover him with his white half, making a tap of suit over him. Back in Konoha, the Kyuubi was chasing a mass Terror Beast bomb and was about to destroy the village. Right before he did, his eyes went back to normal, and he lifted his head up and launched into the sky. Everyone was confused. Why did the Kyuubi would summon to do that? Before they could do or say anything, they saw a yellow flash. Minato appeared on top of the Kyuubi, and using a rushing him somewhere far outside of the village. Hiruzen saw this and quickly sends Minato and the Kyuubi chakra completely miles away. He turns back and towards a branch of Ambos, staring right the injuries. Next, take them to the hospital. Both 8 of you follow me. Hi, Lord Third, yelled the Ambos as most left to take his order one well and off them, following him, heading to and 8 ones followed him, heading to the 4th location. Back with Minato, he appeared in a massive clearings with Alpha shadow clones holding Kushina and Naruto. So you going to seal me again? Said Kurama, since Naruto's eyes. Yes, but I'm sorry. This is the only way to prevent this world from that masked man, said Minato, as he walked over to both Kushina and Naruto, gathering past him onto the altar. More, Minato, please do not, said Kushina, despairing as he Yes, but I'm sorry. This only way to protect this world from the masked man, said Minato, as he walked over to both Kushina and Naruto, gathering please him on the altar. Minato, please do not steal, say, said Kushina, distressing as she was barely coming to life. I'm sorry, but Minato was cut off when the Kyuubi screamed in rage. He turned around and saw the masked man, but he was covered in a white substance. Kyuubi, kill him, yelled the masked man, but he sounded very different. The Kyuubi eyes went back to the bringing a Sharingan and tried to stab Naruto. Both Minato and Kushina quickly jumped in front of him. Then a crowd licked him, stabbing them in order to stop it from killing Naruto. Zetsu got even evil since he knew our Uzumakis were strong enough to hold the nine-tailed beast, but he was as carved out of his masters when he failed. The Kyuubi fought off the control because he lost control, and he slammed his tail at him, catching him. Damn you, said Zetsu, as he sniggered into the ground, exploding, but knowing his job somewhat successful. Kurama looked back at Minato and Kushina with sadness. I'm sorry, said Kurama. It's fine, said Minato, as he started to grow through his hand signs. Reaper Death Seal. After he said that, the Shimigami appeared behind him in the entrance, around feeling cold and lifeless. Shirigami-sama, I give you my soul to seal the Kyuubi into my son, said Minato before he started to cough blood. Kushina slowly turned around and looked at Kurama with a small smile. Kyuubi, please promise me. Promise him, said Kushina. Kurama's eyes widened when he heard that, but a small smile formed on his face. Kurama, both of you are worthy to know my name, and I promise I will protect him. But if he wish for my help, he will have to provide himself, said Kurama, smiling at both of Minato and Kushina. Thank you, Kurama, said Kushina, smiling. After she said that, the Shimigami took Minato's soul as payment, as he grabbed Kurama and sealed him into Naruto. Marvelous, for all of you are good deeds in life. I shall give you 15 minutes to say your final goodbye, said the Shimigami before he disappears. Kushina and Minato smiled as that shone crown to Naruto, and both of the gathering hailed him. Kushina, I will make us a clone to go and seal everything up for Naruto, said Minato as he used the last little bit of his chakra creating two shadow clones, with one who trends away. The second clone went over to Minato and took a blank scroll from him and started to write a letter for Naruto. Minato quickly remembered something and used his Yang Seal's chakra to make a summoning. Guro, I need you to promise the key to my son, Seal. He now holds the 9 tails, and when he is ready, I want you to give him to the key, said Minato as he held his seal from the key. Very well, Minato. I promise to grant it with my life, guard it with my life. And I was honored to working with you, said Gaara, before taking the seal and dispersing himself. Alright, now, with that being said, Naruto, me and your mom love you. Do not worry, your grandma and grandpa will take care of you, said Minato before he coughed up some blood. I did not even forget that. You make sure you do not get either of their bad habits, said Kushina with her bright breathing becoming sight more slowly. Minato, Kushina yelled Hiruzen as he ran up to them and looked in horror, seeing they were both dying. Hiruzen, said Minato as he coughed up more blood. We do not have much time, but me and Kushina are selling everything for Naruto when he is older enough. He shall take over our stuff and do not tell the villagers that Naruto is the Jinchuriki of the 9 tails. Alright, sorry about the background noises. My apologies of the rude interruptions. I apologize for that on my behalf. Let's get back into the story so I can get a range. Promise, I even everything I can to promise him, said Hiruzen. Thank you. And I do not worry, I'm sure my mom and dad will take good care of him, said Minato as his eyes started to grow heavy. Hiruzen, I'm sure you know, but a Jinchuriki must feel with love. And do not worry, the Kyuubi will help him protect him, said Kushina as she slowly lost more of her strength. Both parents looked at Naruto one last time as they hugged him. I love you, Naruto, said Minato before he fell to the ground with a sad smile on his face. Kushina used the last of her strength and placed a seal on Naruto. You now are the heir to this throne. I'm sure they will deem you worthy. Go to the Uzakage or Uzumaki clan and take the sword of our clan and unite our people and take our summoner scrolls, said Kushina as she pulled Naruto tightly in a hug. I love you, Naruto. Taking the Kushina fell to the ground, but Hiruzen quickly caught Naruto and held him. I promise, with my dying breath, I will protect him, said Hiruzen. Take their bodies and have the Anbu portray them for a proper burial, said Hiruzen as the Anbus nodded and took the bodies away. He then body flickered to the Hokage's tower and set down Naruto on the couch. Anbus, get me a wet nurse to make sure he's fed, and also in front of the council that I want a meeting with the next 5 minutes, said Hiruzen as two Anbus appeared and nodded before they looked in a body flickered. After the life of a dog mask Anbu appeared, Hokage-sama said the Anbu before he stopped and saw Naruto. Come, Kakashi. I'm sure you want to see your strong little brother, said Hiruzen with a great smile. Kakashi reached up slowly, taking off his mask and walking over to Naruto. He looked so much like Sensei's, Kushina, said Kakashi with sadness in his voice. Kakashi reached down and gathered grunting a brushing his hand through Naruto's red hairs, and smiled. Just then, a Anbu appeared. Hokage-sama, the council has arrived and are waiting for you, said a behave mask Anbu. Bravo, mask Anbu. Thank you, Bravo. You are dismissed, said the Horizon, walking to the door. Kakashi, a nurse will be here to check on him and feed him, but I want you to stay here and protect him. Understood, said Hiruzen when guiding a smile from Kakashi before he's out his mask on a disappearing in the shadows. In the control of the council chambers, set on the most important people in the village, with one saying half all the clan of the village, and the other side head of the permanent civilian of it, while next to the Hokage seat sat the three elders. The room was very quiet, and tasteless. The tree was thick, so he could cut with a kunai. Just then, the door opens and Aruzan walks on. Members of the council stood up and waited for him to sit. After he sat down, they all returned to their seats. Thank you for coming now. We have much to discuss, said Hiruzen. Forgive me, Lord Third, but where is Lord Fourth, said Sume, trying not to sound desperate. Resigning Minato is dying during the Naito's attack, and because of that, I shall take back the mantle as a Hokage, said Hiruzen as he grins over to other rooms. Now, we must dispense how to fix the village and make sure we do not appear weak to other villages, said Hiruzen. Before we does that, what happened to the Kyuubi, said Danzo, which got a glare from Hiruzen. He is dead. Minato used a Fuin seal, killing it. Now, as I was saying, said Hiruzen with a hint of anger. After an hour of longer dismiss how to fix the village, Hiruzen dismissed the civilian council for the shinobi affairs. Now we mostly dismiss how to protect the village, not appear weak, said Hiruzen, strengthening his clans. What about the Kyuubi? I know it wasn't killed. Tobies cannot be killed, said Danzo, which got glares from the shinobis in his room. Sigh, Minato sealed it into his only child to prevent us, and Tsunade and Jiraiya will be taking care of him, said Hiruzen, which made Danzo grip his cane more tightly in anger. He should be giving to me so I can train him into a proper weapon, said Danzo. You never, the Uchiha clan will not allow that. Minato was my friend, and I rue these days. Then, see you so much as touch a single hair on that boy, yelled Fugaku with his Sharingan activating as he glared at Danzo. I agree, Minato was my friend as well, and I damned if I let anyone near him, said Hasashi Hyuga Hasashi. The other clan's head are nodding their heads in agreement. Danzo grinning his teeth but keeps his face perverted as he is perverted to get Naruto. After another hour talking, the control was dismissed before the Hiruzen said one last thing. Everyone, about Naruto being the Jinchuriki is a SS level secret, and you all know the consequences if you break it, said Hiruzen with a grin with a relaxing some killer intent. No, everybody nodded except Danzo, who walked away. I will get him, and I already know how to bring him, put through the Danzo as he walked to the best of the getting something before he went to the hospital, heading for Tsunade's room. Hiruzen sighed and walked back to his office, and when he appeared the door he saw the nurse button up her shirt. So how is he? Asked Hiruzen, walking over to the Naruto. Well, I just fed him, so he should be fine for a while. He chuckled. He he's checked out as a healthy baby. Healthy baby, said the nurse before she left the room. Hokage-sama, what are you going to do with him? And who will raise him? Asked Takashi, stepping out of the shadow. I will be the grandpa parent that raised him. I just have to wait for Tsunade to wake up and Jiraiya to return, said Hiruzen. Meanwhile, in a dark underground base, Danzo just finished writing a seal before he turns around. Number 46, 47, 83, 134. I want you forced to go around the village and discussing telling the villagers that the boy with bright red hair contains the nine-toed fox, Danzo says. The root umbus nodded and disappeared in a body flicker. Now, to ensure I can get my hands on the Jinchuriki, said Danzo, before he made his way to the hospital. After a short walk, he arrived at Tsunade's room and walked over to her. He leaned over and pressed the seal on her head, neck, and watching as he sucked into it. And a couple seconds later, she woke up, very orgasm. Where am I? I'm Minato, Kushin, and Naruto. Where are they? Said Tsunade fuzzily. Danzo did a hand sign and activated the seal. They are dead, but the hands of the nine-tailed beast. After Danzo said that, Tsunade went eye wide before she started to cry. Why does everyone I love always die? Danzo had a small smirk on his face before he quickly suspended. My apologies, Tsunade, but I must leave. After Danzo said that, he turned and left around, promising others way to get Naruto. But in the hospital, Suzune just walked in and saw her masters crying. Tsunade-sama, what's wrong? Suzune, we are leaving this god-forsaken village right now, said Tsunade, standing up and walking away. But Tsunade-sama, why? Asked Suzune fondly. Because this village killed the last of my family. After she said that, both of them grabbed their things and left the village, hoped to never return. Now, Chapter 2 commences. A 4-year-old Naruto was sitting in the Hokage's... My apologies. Let's begin. Hokage's tower in Aruzen office, and he was reading a book that is told Gigi had gave him. Today was the day of the fox favorite, and he heard some voices in the back of his head telling him to stay here for the day. He was not sure what the voice was, so he asked Gigi, and he suddenly told him it's someone who looks out for him. Hey Gigi, what is Fuinjutsu? Asked Naruto, walking over to Ruzen's desk and pulling a chapter. Letting understand Fuinjutsu. Well, Fuinjutsu is the art of sealing, and your mom was very good at it. And so will your father, grandparents, said Hiruzen, saying as he put his paperwork down to take a quick break from it. My parents were good at it. Can you tell me about them? Asked Naruto, looking up at Hiruzen hopefully. Sorry, but not yet. Your parents told me not to tell you unless your grandparents agrees, or you at least becomes Chunin, said Hiruzen. Sadly, says Hiruzen. Okay, it's not gonna take that long. Let me keep going with this. Apologies, guys. Just checking on some stuff. With that being said, let's get back into the story. Said Hiruzen sadly, since he did not want to tell him, but knew that Long would spike in the first change they get if they found out who his parents was. I see. Is there anything you can tell me about them? At least, said Naruto with his hands down. Hiruzen smiled and nodded. Yes, I can tell you much about you. Have your mother's hair and color and bite of both their parents. You can be calm and pressy, like to learn much like your father, and your love protects and having bite of short tempers like your mother. Wow, did they love me? Said Naruto. You have no idea they spike their favorite moments telling you that they love you, said Horizon, which made Naruto nod his head back a small smile. Thank you, Gigi, said Naruto before he looked back up at him, dimming in his eye. Gigi, I want to make my parents proud as a ninja. And 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Alright, now let's begin. In honor the legacy, how do I start with that? Haruzen couldn't help but smile before he walked over to the books and closed and grabbed a couple of books. Those are here will help you. One on them will teach you about chakra, another one will teach you about the ninjas, and the final one is a before history of the hidden leaf. Naruto looked down at the books and smiled before he grabbed them and sat down and started to 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, let's begin. First, first book, and he started to second. Uh, wait. Naruto looked down at the book and smiled before he grabbed them and sat down and started to read them. A couple hours later, went by, Naruto went through the first book and started on the second when a man came through the window. Hey, Sensei, how is going? Said Jiraiya. He was tall man standing about 6 foot, 6'4", 6'4", and had long white hair, some red lines around going down his face. Toji said, yelled Naruto, explaining as he ran over to hug Grandpa. Hugged his leg. Jiraiya smiles as he got down on his knee and pulling Naruto into a hug. Jiraiya can't but be the villagers as much as he can like because of his spy network. With raising testing from the other villagers, he only able to come about 3 times years and always spends a whole week with Naruto. Each time, if people were to find out that Jiraiya had contacted Naruto, they might find out Naruto's history. Toji, I missed you. Had it been since you left? Asked Naruto excitedly. Ha, it's been good, even though I wish I could bring you along and find your grandma, said Jiraiya with a last part of silent tone. Even since Minato's death, Tsunade just disappeared and left next to no trace and where she's gone, but beyond him. Both Haruzen have no idea why she would abandon Naruto and cut all ties with everyone. Naruto looked down in sadness and heart, hating him to know that his grandma is out there, appearing with nothing to do with him, since he can't also sense other people's emotions, and he hated it when he feels Gigi and Toji were, I'm gonna call him by Jiraiya and and Haruzen said, well, always do not worry. I have my spy network taking her down. And anyone's, I got you something, said Jiraiya as he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small book. This is right here was your mother's book. When she started learning seals and I did not it times you start to learning too, said Jiraiya as he handed the book and watched him cry tears of joy as he hugged the book. Haruzen smiled at that scene. He could not help but feel giddy since someone looking in front information out of Naruto starting ever since then his life has been a hell until the clan stepped in and started to protect him. Lucky no one has done any possible able to him, and fear of facing the wrath of the Hokage and the clans, but the has spied them from ignoring a grin of him. Alright. Horizon suspect it was Danzo, but did not have my solely evidence. At the moment, he also found out that Naruto was kicked out of the orphanage, and he was now looking for somewhere for him to live. Sensei I have some important information for you, said Jiraiya. Walking to Hiruzen's desk, Naruto was booked back onto the couch reading the Fuinjutsu from his mom's book. He could not help but smile as the thought of it. I see very well. Tell me what's going on, said Hiruzen, sitting back down on his desk, including in his fingers. As I said earlier, I have made my contacts with Tsunade, but from what my spies have been telling me, I'm on the right track, said Jiraiya. As he sighed, I also have information on Kuma, the shock me when I heard that about it. Oh, and what up going on in Kuma, asked Hiruzen, said worriedly. From what I heard, at least... Alright, let's get back into the story. From what I heard, the third Raikage, is building up his forces to standing the near of being by the news. The true shock me was that his son is trying to stop him and cover him, not to drew us in other war, said Jiraiya, shocking Hiruzen as he nodded his head. That's quite funny because he was just talking to me about forming an alliance. He plans on selling an embarrassment to drawing up the alliance. I have some expense Anbus to keep an eye on him. When he arrives, said Hiruzen as he shocked his shins. I also have information about a group of S ninja, and Orochimaru is part of it, said Jiraiya, making Hiruzen learn back inside. Thank you, Jiraiya. Go and spend the day with Naruto. I'm sure both of you want to spend some time together, said Hiruzen. Jiraiya stood up and thanked him before he went over to Naruto, and saying they were going to go and spend some time together. After the life, Hiruzen looked at the window and towards the village. Minato Kushina, if only you were here, said Hiruzen as he went back to his paperwork. A week passed and Jiraiya had to leave the village, much to Naruto's sadness, but he promised he should be back in 4 months. Naruto was still on the Hokage's mansion, looking over the village, and couldn't help but smile at how beautiful it was. Naruto, you know it's kind of dangerous to be sitting there, said someone walking up to him. Naruto turned around and saw the dog mask Anbu was gravity different hair. He was walking over to him and sat next to him. Both sat silence for a little. How are you doing, dog-san? Asked Naruto, looking up at him. Naruto meet the dog mask Anbu. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that. Let's get back into the story. Naruto meet the dog mask Anbu about a year ago, and he always sensed sadness and rage from him. I'm doing well, Naruto. Just been busy with Anbu. How about you? Asked Kakashi, hoping to spend as much time with him as possible. With him bringing part of the Anbu, he spends permission. Bringing part of his Anbu is supposed to remain hidden in the shadows, but Hiruzen gave him permission to be with Naruto. Sadly, Danzo found out about this and used his influence to mask him and other characters about him, focused to stay away. After the Kyuubi attack and Naruto brought being spied, Danzo did everything he could to make sure no one could help him. He got the officers in the civilian council on his side to ensure that they made sure no one could adopt him, because Trico Naruto is a civilian in a village. As such, at the same time, if one of them clans was to adopt him. It threw the balance out of the walking. Sadly, the Hokage could not stop him arranging doing this because Danzo still have a lot of potential power. Even if he did anything against him, Danzo could do something even worse. And the last thing they even villain need is a civ war or arrange. Being doing okay, Gigi. Give me some books and I read them, said Naruto with a small smirk on his before he pulls out the books, showing him. What the fuck, bro? All right, really, Dog Kakashi says, you do not. They found me, asked Naruto. Exactly. Yeah, I'll do. Wait, Kakashi looked at Naruto at the books and caught him by smiling. You know I might be able to help you unlock your chakra. Really, Dog says. You ready? Dog says. You do that for me? Asked Naruto excitedly. Yes, I would, but I can't right now because we have an important danger coming into the next couple of days, and the Hokage has missions for us. So when I come back, I will teach you how to unlock it. Now, does that sound? Said Kakashi with a smirk under his two mask. Thank you, Dog said. Son. I promise not to disappoint, said Naruto with determination in his eyes. I'm sure you do, it said Kakashi as he ruffled Naruto's hair, which made him smile. Father, this is madness. Do you really want to go to war? Yelled the son of the third Raikage. The next line for the Ponchento. Yes, I do. We will lose the war, but now we're kidnapping the Hyuga Harris and bringing their clan here, as well as that suppressed redhead. Thought if might be possible he survived the Uzumaki said. Survive Uzumaki, said the third Raikage, glaring at his son. Father, we cannot handle another war. We only just started recovering, and our military is still a half stronger from the last war, said A. Mats. Not once that the have. Mats, not once they have the Byakugan, and we should be unstoppable. Not now leave. I had enough of your attention, said the Raikage, the third Raikage. A regard of his father with anger before he stomped out of the and slammed the door shut behind him. Was appeared a brother B with behind him was looking, of course. Bro, what's going to do? Wait, what? Bro, what's going to do? We got Seville props to change yo, said B, with bad raps and rhymes. I do not know, B. The last thing this world needs is a fourth grade shinobi war. We lost the last one and barely recovered. Because besides, we're caught enough bloodshed and spent after my father, and I ordered to explain the Uzumaki clan, said a walking out of the tower with a solemn look on his face. Look up in the sky and trying to think of how he can stop his father from this event, since he was losing in the second war and started going insane and was waiting to suspect as many ninjas as he is doing the Uzukage event. He set 7,000 ninjas and only 500 came back. In this sense, it was a valiant victory. Bro, the only way we can stop Pop as if we receive, said B, sadly as he changed his face. "You're right, B. I have a mission for you, and if you accept it, you may be lead as a missing ninja," said A. "What is it?" said B with a serious look on his face. "I need you to attack down the unbuding ninja who we sent to stop him. I sent a message, Haku to the Leaf to warn them ahead of time," said A as he looked at his brother. "Well, you're doing that. I will have to stop our father, which may lead to a civilian war. If I win, I will instead myself as the Raikage, the fourth Raikage, ensure the peace and true, and make it real trust within Hidden Leaf. Can I trust you with this, B?" B did not say anything at first before he kneeled down on the ground with his head bowed. "I will follow you to the very end, Raikage-sama," said B with a very serious tone. "Thank you, brother. Now get going, and do not worry. I will have Don and which Yawaku tell you get back," said A. But B stood up and nodded and ran off, heading to the Leaf to trying to stop the Kumo Nin. I trained ahead of the message. Haku grabbed the first test, and one word it was sent it to the Leaf. In hopes it reached to the Hokage. Time to stop a pervert war from coming. He looked back at the village and started his revenge as he made his way was the Raikage's tower. "You lost way, father. It's time for this. Needing less bloodshed to fall an end." A day has passed. Haruzen just finished his talking with the Kumo, and he hoped that this may finally lead to peace and maybe no more bloodshed. We will have to been spent. Haruzen was knocked out of his message when a message hawk threw out the window. Still Anbu. A Anbu caught it and made sure it wasn't bomb tags before he handed it to the Hokage. He took the letter and from the Anbu and bringing it, reading, he continued to read, his eyes widened in horror. Haruzen quickly stood up. "Anbu, I want every ninja in the village and hunted down the Kumo Nin right now," he said. "He is afraid that the Hyuga Harris and Naruto. I want to know strings. Understood?" The Umbus impeded it and nodded quickly, left in the office to hunt down the Kumanin and in front any non-Umbu ninjas. Haruzen quickly adversaried the seal that was linked to all Umbu tools and informed them all this situations. He then quickly grabbed his own sim orbor and quickly started to search for Naruto. Naruto, please be careful," said Haruzen as he quickly dispersed and looked for him. What Haruzen and the other ninjas did not know was that were correctly taking a lightning cloak that a Kumonin made as the real one was getting away with a puzzle with his prize. Meanwhile, outside of the village walls were Naruto staying by a campfire. Cooking fish, he had ramen at his apartment, but he enjoyed being out in nature. He was not sure why, but he felt content with the trees and around him. As he was happy cooking his dinner, he heard some rustling and turned around and saw a Kumonin with a bag on his back. The red-haired messing chakra. He really is a Uzumaki. That's Kumonin as he smirked. If I bring him with me, I will be rewarded even more. The Kumonin slammed a bag on the ground, knocking out the person in it as he brings and walking towards Naruto. Now come here, kid, or I'm going to have to hurt you, said the Kumonin with a shrink, uh, sickening grin. Sickening grin. Naruto starts backing away in fear from what was seen. No, stay away from me, said Naruto, disappearing. Dispersible. What neither Naruto or the Kumonin noticed was the trees. The trees around them started to swing side to side. They focus seemed very angry as it keeps stinging more and more violent. The Kumonin quickly ran up to Naruto and approaches him, and the stomach punches him in the stomach, which sent him into a tree. He then walked up to him and punched his foot against Naruto's neck, grinning him. Come on, Uzumaki, squill. I want to see you lose hope. Just your clan will we suggest them, said Kuma Ninja with a grin. Gigi told Gigi, Dog-san, please help, thought Naruto, looking conscious. The Kumonin smirked, seeing the kid losing consciousness. He wanted to go and grab him when a branch of root came from the ground. They quickly injured his legs, but he was quicker enough to grab a kunai and cut them and eject. What the hell was that? Wait, holy shit, the Mokitan, thought the Kuma Ninja before he smiled even more. His grin was wide off his face when he felt a very vicious, evil, very chakra. The air around him, the chakra was so powerful and dark that it made the Kuma Ninja starts to get scared. What kind of chakra is this? I thought the Kuma Ninja, terrified. He looked up and saw the redhead standing up. He had a trace of red chakra resuming his whole body. You made a great mistake, said Naruto, slamming up, but his voice was different. It was dark, it was more powerful, it was demanding respect. I was asked to make sure this boy was safe, and you're going to try to kidnap him. Naruto then rushed his head up, and when he did, the Kuma Ninja fell to the ground in fear, backing away. Naruto's eyes were now crimson red with the pimple being slit in his weak, making him become more pathetic and thick. I'm going to kill you for trying to hurt him, said Naruto before he launches himself at the Kuma Ninja. The Kuma Ninja caught him off guard, but Naruto finally landed and get with such force that the Kuma Ninja be over as he was launched backwards. He ended up smashing through 5 trees before slamming in the last one, the final one. The Kuma Ninja quickly looked up, but before he reacted. The tree he was again came alive and the branches root wrapped around him. They had him tightly and started to suck away his chakra and provide him from experiencing. You looked at that. Even the forest is protecting him, said Naruto as he started walking towards him. The Kuma Ninja walked past and tried to beat best to explain, but no matter how hard he tries, he couldn't stay anywhere from me. You monsters, yelled the Kumanen. He. You already I am a monster, and this monster is going to make you suffer, said Naruto before he ran up to him and punched him in the oxen face. With so much force, it knocked out 4 teeth of the Kuma ninja's face, and Marvel brought a brown masked red chakra. As Naruto continued to beat the Kuma ninja, and he stand frozen as he feel 2 firmer chakra signatures coming. About time they old men got here, said Naruto before he couldn't control his stomach. Where the seal was. Damn you, Minato. You made the seal too strong. Hopefully, they on the Moki time gets here first enough. Fast enough. Thought Kurama. Naruto's body then collapsed on the ground with the red chakra. A couple of seconds later, Haruzen and Kakashi appeared with 4 squads of Anbu around them. They all looked and saw Kumo abandons with bright blood and covered in a thick branch. The senior ninja Nico then walked over to Naruto and checked on him. Hokage-sama, I can't not sense the Kyuubi chakra anymore, said Nico. Thank you, Nico. Take him to the Anbu's hospital and make sure he's safe. Also, I want one of you to take the Hyuga Harris back to home, said Haruzen, with Nico nodding and leaving with Naruto, with other Anbus taking unconscious Hinata once of being taking her home. Anbu, this is a X-class secret. What we've seen hold the Kuma ninja, said Haruzen, making the Anbus freeze. The X-class secret were the highest level of secrets, and those who broke them would be killed amongst with friends and family to ensure no information is ever leaked out to anyone. Hi, Hokage-sama, yelled the Anbu with a sign before they went and free the Kuma ninja, telling him Ibiki, tell him I want to know everything and hold him nothing back. The Anbu nodded and left with the prisoner. Haruzen, Kakashi, the Hokage, promised Anbus were able to leave when someone else showed up. Yo, it's me, Killer B, and I'm looking for a few throw I sent yo, said B, with bad raps. Everyone just stared at him, deadpanned, emotionless, not knowing how to respond to that. Yes, B, your brother informed me that you were hunting down the other Kuma ninjas, correct? Said Haruzen. That's Hokage Dano, said B. We have already captured him, and is now being handled in interrogation, said Haruzen, making B nod. I see well I get older to stop him. Anyways, so can you keep him for now? I got to go and help my brother, yo, said B, with more bad raps. Even well, I wish you luck with when every is it going to do but B, said Haruzen, watching B leave the area, holding back to Kuma ninjas. Naruto opened his eyes and looked around and noticed that he was in a massive sewer. He stood up and started to walk down the turn looking for an escape. After the few hours of walking there, he arrived at a massive metal bars with a piece of paper that says seal on it. He started to walk to the bars and spoke, hello, said Naruto, looking into the bars. After he said that, in a dark cage part of red eyes opened and looked down at Naruto. So, we finally meet, said Kurama, fully revealing himself, making Naruto fall back on the ground in fear. Kyuubi, said Naruto, screaming. With that being said, this is part 1 to part 2 of What If Naruto Was the Senju? Heir. So, enjoy the video.